So I acknowledge the Turrbal and Yagara people, the traditional custodians of the land where we do this work. I acknowledge the ancestors of everyone here today and all the decisions that have brought us to this moment. I pay my respects to all elders, past, present, and future, and acknowledge my kin of the skies, lands, and waters. Ficus bengalensis, the great banyan tree, its wide roots that reach out into the ground, its roots that hold up the sky. Can you feel it breathing? Can you feel the water rush into its veins? Across the cuts and gnashes, what secrets do you hold? What creatures do you behold? Our bodies are wounded, you and me. In great mythologies, we have sought your wisdom. In another time, we, the women, have worshipped you, prayed for the life of our men. And now, with our lands changing, seas rising, and creatures disappearing, these self-made, man-made conflicts, our bonds, our connections lie severed. Our bodies are wounded, you and me. Oh, the great banyan tree, how do we rebuild what is lost? How do we heal the pain that we have caused? Teach us again to breathe with you. Teach us again to breathe through you. TransHuman Saunter is a geolocative artwork that documents the entanglements of 4 women artists with the multi-species ecosystem of the Indian banyan tree. The question driving this project is how can lesser humans and non-human beings engage in multi-species placemaking? What can that look like? And we document this exploration of collective storytelling, of migrations, oppressions, of being lesser humans, and tell tales of the non-human banyan tree. For women of color, Agapetos from Samoa, Lan from Vietnam, Naput Samoan of Thailand, and finally Natasha of India, Australia. They weave their stories digitally across this land of Meanjin, the land of the city botanic gardens that this work stands upon. It has been used to bring foreign beings and to experiment, as if to eradicate what was there before. The 4 artists explore what it means for the banyan tree, for themselves to have come across from different lands, to have made a home here, to have lost a people, to have watched silently, and to have waited. For Agapetos, the banyan tree is the Samoan traditional tattoo on her body. The roots of the tree are the motive of the tattoos. Each motive a historical record of where she comes from and where she is going. The motives are a map of her ancestors navigating their ways through the ocean to find land and opportunity. Agapetos shares what it means for the tattoo to have guided her to find home on this country, Meanjin. Lan juxtaposes her experience of being regaled to a lesser human, a human of conflict, a human of imperialism with that of the banyan tree. What does it mean to be a migrant being? What does it mean to be constantly reminded of temporality, of exoticism? She straddles, stretches, and blends the many lines between present and past, between war and peace, of developing and developed status of country, and of better beings and lesser beings. Naput Samoan work explores the symbiosis and clash of the dichotomies of knowledge, Western and non-Western traditions, and what makes the banyan tree valuable. How do we attribute value to its ability to keep humans alive? Do we only understand it in terms of euros, rupees, or dollars? But the trees are much more than that. They have stories, so many stories. They have stood wars, stood the test of time. Naput Samoan explores the value of a tree in data visualization through the alternating lens of the Buddhist ecology movement in Thailand. The word banyan comes loaded with colonial overtones, as it was not the species' traditional name. The name refers to the caste of the banyas, the merchants who sat under the canopy of the tree and carried on their business. For Hindus, the tree is a kalpa riksha, where kalpa means time and riksha is a tree, therefore a tree that surpasses time. Natasha acknowledges the banyan tree along with the other trees, particularly the native flora and fauna in this work, in a pilgrimage around the city botanic gardens. Four women of color, Agapetos from Samoa, Lan from Vietnam, Naput Samoan of Thailand, and finally Natasha of India, Australia. The stories of the banyan tree are overlaid over these lands. The best way to experience these stories is with your smartphone in City Botanic Gardens here in Meanjin. But we know that not everyone can do that, so you can experience it on your desktop. But for now, Natasha and Agapetos will take us on a journey with the big lovely tree.
Om Rim Klim Chamundaya Vijaha. Om Rim Klim Chamundaya Vijaha. Om Rim Klim Chamundaya Vijaha. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Yo Yona Prachodaya. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Yo Yona Prachodaya. Om Bhurbhuva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Yo Yona Prachodaya. Om. The TransHuman Saunter has nurtured a sense of belonging to Meanjin, also known as Brisbane, the land of the Turrbal and Yagara people, and encouraged cyclic returns to the City Botanical Gardens located on unceded Aboriginal land, to the site of ancient bunya trees where clans gathered well before the enforced plantation of migrant trees as a botanical experiment by British colonists to not only test resilience and survival, but also the food and commercial value of introduced species, disrupting the native trees and ecology of Meanjin from the 1820s.
The banyan tree stands tall with firm roots, strong, fierce, unmovable, bound to earth. She came here on foreign vessels, their colonized eyes a promise of new beginnings, their firm grips a promise of civilization. Was she not civilized enough on her own indigenous lands?
The banyan, the banged, the other, the migrant, named after Indian merchants wearing banyans or vests, conducting their trade under its shaded canopy. The banged sprouts aerial roots to seek stability despite fragility. On shifting, silted soil, building everything from nothing.
Her owners navigate treacherous waters to their lands, not their lands, but they took as theirs, but not theirs. An alien whose seed is embedded into these grounds, captured, embraced by her new Mother Earth. She held her in her wombs. She bores roots of hope, strength, and humility.
The Banged, as a matriarch at Meanjin, has formed new friendships through 9 tumultuous floods, growing alongside rhizomatic, reaching out to the guanambi palm, the dragon, and the Java almond tree, the bamboo, the weeping figs, and the mangroves, sweeping palms near a lotus pond.
She embraces her newfound lands. She dances in the wind as the birds sing an unfamiliar tune. She sways, dances, and sways. She has opened up a blanket of leaves and branches for nature's smalls to nurture their own families. She is a provider, a peacemaker, a giver of life. She is Malu, shelter and strength. She is the banyan tree.
The banyan of the Bengal is a kalpa vriksha. Sanskrit words, kalpa as eons of time and vriksha as a tree, a symbol of cyclic and lasting connections between realms, memories, and between lives. A meeting place with temple bells and marigolds, the moon and the Grand Devi, or the village goddess, who still lives within but is now silent. In the ethereal and the infinite, a tree that reaches out to the cosmos above and floats on oceans between.
Her barks are engraved with messages of hope and eternal love. Beneath her canopy, young lovers of all walks of life engraves their declaration of forever. Tattooed into her skin, she feels the pain of every slash. Yet, pain she endures, likened to a mother who gives life and withstands its pain. They leave her with a tattoo of no expiry dates. She is Malu, shelter and strength, provider, peacemaker, and a giver of life.
She is a matriarch. She offers a sanctuary, a home also for birds, bats, animals and plants, a source of ropes for bridges of hope that is boundless, sustaining the universe in new sanctums of silence.
The matriarch of her own space, she stands tall, likened to a Samoan woman tattooed for the first time. Wearing the marks of her ancestors, she stands tall. She is marked for life. She is Malu, shelter and strength, provider, peacemaker, a giver of life.
Some traditions continue, some are lost to time as temple bells from Bengal that have fallen silent. The banyan tree comes as a reminder of the maritime trade of tea and cotton, silks and spices, furniture and floor coverings, troops and nurses between Bengal and Australia, and the dark history of indenture and dislocation of plants and of people from Bengal and Bihar to Fiji and the Caribbean.
She is the banyan tree. She is the Malu. She is the peacemaker. She is the provider. She is life. She is the banyan tree.
I am the banyan. I am the home of the village goddess. I am the kalpa vriksha, the migrant, the other. I gently draw your attention to a practice that some of you may have of inscribing messages and names on my body. Your messages incised into my bark create in me a hypovolemic shock, a state of severe blood and fluid loss. Does this engraving make your relationships last longer? Do you return to the site of your pleasures? Do they make you feel powerful? Do you feel the cuts? Do you see the fissures, the blood, the pus? I carry your shadows as marks seen and unseen. I see the blood, the pus, the ruptures. As blights I bear in lands not near, I, the other, am lasting still. I am the Bengal. Om Rim Klim Chamundaya Vichaha. Om Rim Klim Chamundaya Vichaha. Om Rim Klim Chamundaya Vichaha. Om तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भार्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्.